I want to first thank you all for being here.
They meet as strangers, but embrace as friends,
I lost RJ on December
starting
4th,
the conversation where any parent would,
Mac loved to spend
telling stories and sharing pictures.
Gage was a pretty normal kid.
RJ.
12-year-old.
RJ was a very, very good boy. He was working so hard on getting good grades.
Jack.
If he didn't work for Apple, he'd probably be a lawyer. He was very challenging. He read a lot.
Gage.
He could build anything you could possibly imagine out of garbage, things you'd throw in the garbage, toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls.
Mac.
He was always busy. He was into sports and band and activities. He was always doing something.
And Kyle.
Just a beautiful boy, and he was the laughter in our house. And
still can't believe you're gone.
5 boys, 5 sons.
You don't imagine something like this can come into your life and take away from you. It's really part of your soul is taken away.
Stolen almost.
Yes.
Innumerable heartbreaks.
I miss taking him to the skate park. I miss him being there. I miss being a dad.
God knows how I miss you. All the hell that I've been
You're still a dad.
just knowing
You're still a dad.
no one could take your place.
Craig Whittick. Gina and Scott Monroe. Mike and Judy Doyle. Kelly and Sue McCarthy. Joan and Dan Jensen. All know each other's grief.
I found my son with a pick and save bag over his head and a ligature around his neck. And when we found these belts, we came to the conclusion that he had been using ligatures for quite a while. Didn't leave no marks, didn't have the headaches, didn't have the bloodshot eyes, but he had graduated to putting a plastic bag over his head or using a bag to hyperventilate into.
Mac he didn't wear belts, but he had a number of them, for when he did dress up, and the free ones off his shorts.
Yep.
And, messy room, they were on the floor.
Sure.
I never thought twice. He had a loft bed, and he was actually standing up when Dan found him. The belt was wide open, and he was just standing and leaning forward. And he had a chair turned around to catch himself for when he took it off.
That's how ours was too.
And Dan walked in and thought he was just horsing around because we'd been calling him, and his room was dark, and the belt was not tight, it was wide open.
we had the belts underneath the beds, and we found shoelaces tied together, and things we found too late afterwards.
What would be your advice to parents that are going to be tuning in for this story? Because all of you have said, I wish I could have maybe dug a little deeper into their rooms. And
I think they need to educate themselves.
Yeah.
They need to know what to look for. I was a parent that would go through my kids' rooms. I did go into Mac's room. It never made sense. It never connected. I never understood.
The week before he died, though, he did have a red mark on his neck. And if I would have known, I just want parents out there to realize that if there's a mark, ask a question. I didn't ask the question because I thought that, I'm just being too hard on him.
You talk to your kids about drugs, about risky behavior, about sexual diseases. So to tell them this is as dangerous as putting a bullet in a revolver and putting it to your head, if you tell them how serious it is and they see their friends are doing it, they can educate their friends as well.
There's no reason for us to be here, really. The kids, obviously it was an accident, but it was something that with the proper education, with the proper knowledge, it didn't need to happen.
We'll see him again one day.